another day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
It sure is, and it does feel good. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning, the 17th of June 2020. It's just gone 7 o'clock, and you tuned in live, large and in charge with your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. My name is Kettlebell, and it's so good to be in your company. Thank you so much for joining us, and it's going to be a fantastic one indeed. This morning, we're joined by one of our favorites, Anu Carstens, as he spends the next 2 hours with us. And rumor has it that this man has got quite the eye for fine art, and he's also going to be sharing his new music video for the track Good Morning Sunshine, a perfect song to start off your Wednesday morning. So hopefully you'll be sitting comfy at home, enjoying it with us as we bring you the feel good all morning long. Good morning to you, team.
Good morning, Kat. How are you doing this morning, Jamie?
Good morning!
Oh, it's a magic Wednesday indeed. Of course, we've got some epic content for you today. We've got an incredible workout. It's a fat burner. We're using kettlebells, which is something we haven't used in the show quite a bit. And you're going to be joining me, Jamie?
Oh, I am. I'm ready for this Wednesday. We are going to sweat. But of course, talking about, I actually want to talk about the social media platform today because actually, you know, the Eastern Cape is actually thinking outside the box with their emergency motorbike services. And maybe that could be an interesting conversation. What ideas do you have to help those in need with that? We'll be chatting to the Minister of Eastern Cape Department of Health, Ms. Sindiso Gomba, with regards to this and just how this initiative took off, how they're using motorbikes to go into rural areas. So that's going to be a very interesting conversation today. Remember to connect with us on Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Let us know all your questions. And of course, we are going to be working out today. So it's going to be a fun-packed show, everybody.
Yeah. It's going to be a banger, so enjoy. But over to the news with Kat. Let's see what's happening.
Thanks very much, team. Here's to taking a look at those news headlines on this Wednesday morning. On the national news front, President Cyril Ramaphosa has called on the youth to create new ways to tackle inequality and bring about economic growth. Young people have expressed concern about unemployment and the declining economic growth rate amid a rise in COVID-19 infections and deaths. Now, the president delivered his Youth Day speech on a virtual platform and also engaged with young people. Meanwhile, Health Minister Zweli Mkhize has warned of a spike in COVID-19 deaths and infections in the coming days. As of yesterday, the country had 76,334 confirmed cases and 1,625 deaths. In other news, the South African government plans to supply thousands of high-definition TVs to households of indigent matric learners. The Universal Service and Access Agency of South Africa has published a fast-track tender seeking suppliers of more than 100,000 locally manufactured 32-inch TVs for grade 12 learners. Now, the aim of this initiative is to assist learners who may have been left behind in their studies due to the closure of schools during the COVID-19 lockdown. The project is set to include the procurement, distribution and installation of the digital TV sets. Taking a look at international news this morning, a UK clinical trial has concluded that a cheap and widely available steroid can significantly cut deaths among coronavirus patients. The steroid dexamethasone reduced deaths by 1/3 for critically ill coronavirus patients who were on ventilators. It also cut deaths by 20% among patients with COVID-19 who were receiving extra oxygen. Peter Horby, a professor of emerging infectious diseases at the University of Oxford, referred to it as a major breakthrough. It's the first drug shown to improve survival in COVID-19 patients, Horby said. In other news, Burundi's newly elected president, Evariste Ndayishimiye, will be sworn in tomorrow after the sudden death of the incumbent, forced authorities to expedite the ceremony. President Pierre Nkurunziza died last week, aged 55. 52-year-old Ndayishimiye, a former army general and Hutu rebel, like his predecessor, had been handpicked by the powerful ruling party to run in a May 20 presidential election and won the vote with 68%. An opposition bid to have the results overturned due to alleged fraud was overturned just days before Nkurunziza's death. And now, how waste can be turned into an award-winning venture. A waste recycling project by 2 municipalities in the northern KZN has received a Platformer Award from the European Union. the Nkutu and Bornum Municipality Corporation bagged second place with a Waste for Employment project. The Nkutu municipality has been working with the Belgian town of Bornum since 2008, and the aim is to provide a platform for local community to sell their reusable waste material. Plastic, paper, glass are all sold to local buyback centers. Now, the center, in turn, then sells the collected waste to a recycling company. Now, more than 140 people have found employment through this project, and approximately 23 million rand has been spent on infrastructure development, buying machines and equipment, and also for the running of the buyback center. The mayor of Nkutu, Zama Shabalala, is deeply grateful for the achievement and says it's a win-win situation which will assist the municipalities in promoting and attracting investors and tourism. And finally, taking a quick glimpse into the world of entertainment, the nominees for the 20th Annual BET Awards has been announced, and for a virtual ceremony that will be taking place on Sunday, the 28th June. Hosted by comedian and TV personality Amanda Seales, it'll feature performances from Alicia Keys, John Legend, and Lil Wayne, to name just a few. Rapper Drake leads the nominations with 6, followed closely by Megan Thee Stallion and Roddy Ricch, who each have 5 nominations. In yet another milestone, at just 8 years old, singer Beyoncé's eldest daughter Blue Ivy Carter has been nominated for her first BET for being featured on the hit award-winning track Brown Skin Girl. The category, namely the BET Her Award, recognizes neo, soul, and traditional R&B artists. Now, she's up against some very stiff competition, which includes Sierra's song Melanin, which features a rap from actress Lupita Nyong'o, and Lizzo's hit Tempo, featuring the legendary Missy Elliott. Well, that's it for the news at 7 o'clock. We'll have another report for you at 8 o'clock. Right now, here's a first look at the weather with Jamie Lee.
Thank you so much, Kat. That is the middle of the week, and we've asked you to send through your sunrise pictures on this Wednesday morning. Loshan Padayachi, who absolutely loves being in and near water, sent us this beautiful beach sunrise picture taken in Port Elizabeth, PE. Now, the windy city can expect plenty of sunshine today, with a gentle northeasterly breeze of 15 kilometers per hour, reaching a high of 21 degrees. We've also asked you to send in pictures of the snow you're experiencing in your hometown. One of our favorites, Anthea Kruger, wishes us good morning with this fantastic image of the snow on the mountains all the way from Worcester in the Western Cape. Now, Worcester can expect sunny conditions today, reaching a maximum temperature of 20 degrees. Thank you to both Loshan and Anthea for sending in your pictures. We hope you'll have an awesome start to your Wednesday morning. Now, although light snowfall can be expected in some provinces today, as cold and rainy weather conditions continues across the country, the Western Cape can look forward to a sunny day. As torrential downpours fell in the region last week, water reserves have increased significantly during the past few days. Now, Cape Town dam levels are now almost 58%, some dams rising by as much as 5%. The latest figures are an epic boost for the southwest part of the country, remembering that not too long ago the mother city was facing day zero. And the dams for the metropolitan region are more than 9% better off than what they were in June 2019. Now, the cold weather has also seen so much snow on the higher lying areas of the province, which is as good as melting, because snow boosts dam levels even further once this does happen. Now, in addition to the light snowfall and cold weather in the most parts of the country, the South African Weather Service has warned of extremely high fire danger conditions in the Northern Cape, and heavy rains leading to localized flooding can be expected in parts of KwaZulu-Natal. On that note, let's take a look at the temperatures for the rest of the country. Starting off in Polokwane, partial sunshine can be expected with a low of 7 and a high of 15. Umbombela, your range is 10, peaking at 14 degrees. And then cool with a blend of sun and clouds for you, Pretoria, ranging from 5 to 12 degrees. A passing morning shower can be expected for Johannesburg, with a minimum temperature of 3 and a maximum temperature of 10. Mahikeng, 3:15. Klerksdorp, for you it is 2:13. And then times of clouds and sun can be expected for Kimberley, ranging from 2 to 14 degrees. Bloemfontein, 0:14. And then cloudy with little rain for you, Richards Bay, with a minimum temperature of 13, peaking at 19 degrees. Pietermaritzburg, for you, your range is 7 to 16 degrees, and then cloudy with a light northerly breeze of 7 kilometers per hour expected for South Africa's playground today, Durban, with a range of 12 to 18 degrees. Mthatha, 218, and then plenty of sunshine can be found in East London, ranging from 9 to 21 degrees. Cradock, it's -1, peaking at 16 degrees. Port Elizabeth, PE, your low is 8 with a high of 21. And then mostly sunny conditions for George, ranging from 10 to 21 degrees. And the coolest start to the day can be found in Sutherland with a -2 and a high of 16 degrees. If you do find yourself in the mother city, Cape Town, and the highest temperature in the country can be found here with a low of 14 and a high of 23. Worcester, 820, and then sunny with a gentle northeasterly breeze of 13 kilometers per hour expected for you, Uppington, with a low of 3 and a high of 21. But of course, wherever you find yourself on this beautiful Wednesday, make sure that you make it count.
Thanks very much, Jamie Lee Domberg. A great way. We're just debating quickly, we're just trying to figure out, why is Sutherland always the coldest place in the country? Is it because from an altitude point of view, it's highest placed in the land? If you know, and you're an expert in these kinds of things, in the weather and climatology, let us know. We'd love to know. We'd love to know. But now, with it being Youth Month in South Africa, we are finding words of inspiration from those who espouse the values of education, those who advocate for the rights of children and are standing up for what's right. And so this morning, we turn our attention to Ramsey Clark. Now, he was an American lawyer and activist who served as the United States Attorney General from 1967 to 1969. And during his term, he was notable for his vigorous opposition to the death penalty, his aggressive support of civil liberties and rights, and for leading many progressive activism campaigns, including the opposition to the war on terror. And he once had these words to say.
Now he says, a right is not what someone gives you, it's what no one can take from you. And I think, Kat, that leads so well onto yesterday's Day of Youth, or Youth Day as it was called, and just speaks about the incident that we had to kind of overcome in terms of supporting and nourishing our own rights. And I think it's something that we must enjoy, bask in, and make the most of it, because a lot of us have fought the fort for us to have the opportunity to be here. So run with it, enjoy it. We'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
In a year that has seen its fair share of disappointment, there has also been a resultant reinvention, if you will. This past weekend, over 40,000 athletes from over 100 countries laced up their running shoes to participate in a reimagined Comrades Marathon, the Race the Comrades Legends virtual events.
Absolutely. What an event was. A big motivator for many would have been the chance to pit themselves against last year's champion, Gerda Steyn, who joins us now alongside, I would imagine, an immensely proud organizer in Cheryl Wynn. A very good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, and to all the viewers. It really was a fabulous weekend.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Cheryl, this must have exceeded all of your expectations of what would happen, especially given the circumstances that we're in right now.
You know, we started off, and our theme for the year was Ipupulami, Dare to Dream. And I think never in our wildest nightmares could we have imagined what the year was going to have in store for us. Exactly a month ago, we announced the cancellation of the Real Comrades Marathon. And in 4 weeks, we managed to put together something that we never, ever believed that the athletes and the whole world would buy into so spectacularly.
Absolutely amazing stuff. And you mentioned the whole world, of course. Gerda, right now you are in Dubai as we speak, I'm sure experiencing a very different mode than South Africa, a very chilly South Africa at the moment. How are you doing in Dubai, first of all?
It is certainly a few degrees warmer over here than people are experiencing in South Africa. But I must say this weekend felt like home because even here, the Comrades race, the Legends race was massive. There were so many people out on the roads. Even during my 21-kilometer run that I did, we passed people, other people with Comrades numbers on the bibs on, and it was just spectacular. I couldn't believe it. It was really, really special.
I've got to ask, because we can't help but think about the race that would have been. Did this scratch that itch? Were you able to get over? Because I know how competitive you are, Gerda. Do you think you could have won this year's Comrades?
Of course, we all miss Comrades Marathon. We miss the real race. We're super excited for next year. And
sure.
I can assure you that I will do everything in my power to be in the best shape possible to get another win. Because the story goes that you're not a real winner of the Comrades Marathon until you've won both the up run and the down run. So I'll have to really get my things together for next year so that I can also join the circle of the real winners.
Wow. Well, you've now mentioned it to the whole world watching this, so now the gauntlet's been set.
It's down in stone. I mean, Cheryl, I've got to ask, because this must have, as you've said, exceeded all expectations, but also must have got you thinking about what's possible in the future. And you mentioned your slogan for the cancelled marathon. Why do you think so many people rallied to the call?
For a long time, we've wondered how can we reach out to people that are not capable of being part of the actual 90-kilometer Comrades Marathon, because obviously that takes a year's effort and, you know, a special kind of mental commitment and everything else. But we wanted to reach out to young people that will be future runners. And there's also, you know, once you've run a Comrades Marathon, I think you have an emotional connection with the race for the rest of your life. And for whatever reason, some people can only do it once in their lifetime, 2 or 3 times. They get an injury, or for whatever reason, they're no longer able to actually participate, but they still would love to have some kind of a connection. And I think that's what was so magic about, you know, this particular event, and why so many people bought into it, is everyone was able to be part of it in some way. I mean, I know at least 5 people that did it in wheelchairs, and these are people that have run it before but are no longer capable, and it meant so much to them. You know, when we imagined it as a once-off, something that we could do so that we could commemorate that, you know, this should have been the 95th Comrades Marathon Day. But I'm sure that when we meet again, we're going to have to look at how we can do it in the future. And of course, we don't even know at this stage, are we going to be able to line up 30,000 runners outside the Pietermaritzburg City Hall on the 13th of June next year, shoulder to shoulder, to run from Pietermaritzburg to Durban. So, you know, there's so many big questions still out there. And I think we all know that COVID has probably changed, you know, so many aspects of our lives. And yeah, there will always I'm sure, be only one Comrades Marathon, 90-kilometer Comrades Marathon, that either goes from Durban to Pietermaritzburg or the other way around. But there must be some way that we can, you know, sort of take what we've learned from this situation and use it going forward to give everybody an opportunity to be part of the Comrades.
Yeah, well, such is the potential future, as we are uncertain about it. But still, thank you, ladies, for joining us, and well done to both of you on what has been surely a very memorable kind of comrades race.
Just cool, and likewise, I think, to the thousands of South Africans, clearly, who rallied to the call, and I think to all of the international entrants, whether you're an old Safa or not, hopefully we'll actually get to see you here in person at the actual Comrades Marathon event when it does return in the future. But from the rest of us, hopefully this has inspired us to just get out there, to run, to embrace the open road or the treadmill, wherever you can find it, regardless of the obstacles that are standing in our way. But what an inspirational way to turn a negative into a positive. So thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to see you guys.
Thank you so much. That was absolutely informing, and what a challenge indeed. Now, coming from virtual races to focusing on our strength training at home, my main goal on this chilly morning is, of course, to get you active and get you into beast mode with this fat-burning kettlebell workout. Now, of course, the kettlebell is one of the most convenient and versatile pieces of exercise equipment that is out there to date. And today we will be using it for ballistic training, which is going to involve throwing the weight around, jumping with it, and it's always going to assist us in order to build muscle and burn those calories. So what we're waiting for, guys, let's get ballistic and let's work out this Wednesday. And have you noticed the epitome of athleisure? It's Jamie Lee Domberg.
Wow. Hi, everybody.
Your look this morning, man. It's just vibrant, it's alive, it's warm in the winter going down. Yeah, I see, eh?
Listen, even though you've been working out and work out a sweat, you need to look fabulous, okay? So, guys, maybe get on your gym clothes right now and get ready to work out and burn a sweat with all of us.
There you go. Tip of the day for this Wednesday. You got to look the part in order to start, okay? So what we're doing is we're using kettlebells, and Jamie, this is something that's going to become a little bit more complex as we progress through this workout, but we're going to start off with the basics. So you guys are at home, if you've got a kettlebell, of course you don't have to use a kettlebell. You can use a weight of a water bottle or a can of beans or anything like that. But we're going to be doing a full body workout, all right? So it's almost like dancing. We're not going to do the step count though, we are going to be breaking it down. So we're going to start off by hinging at the hip. We're going to work on the lats and the back, the posterior chain as well. And you're going to take your kettlebell and literally just do a high pull. So raise it up towards your chest. Yeah, beautiful. And then straight back down to the ground. And then you can repeat that on the other hand. Now what you'll notice is as you are standing in this position, you're going to also feel some stimulation in the legs just by being in that squatted position. That's forcing the core to stimulate, which is something we always love. And then of course you can repeat that. But this is only the first step of this complex, all right? So this is called a high pull, essentially, squatting over. Now from here, we're gonna go into something called a snatch. All right, so you'll start off.
That gets the weight snatch, right?
So with the snatch, it's a complex move. It involves us now taking the high pull and extending it all the way through to our shoulder while thrusting the hips forward at the same time to accentuate and stimulate the glutes. All right, so now we're incorporating the legs into it even more. So it's firstly the high pull, then from here, watch the glutes come up and I'm gonna straight over my shoulder. All right, so watch the twist of my hand as well. As I'm bringing the weight up, it's literally twisting so I don't pound the weight on my wrist and I catch it. And you actually wanna just accept the weight. So you want to accept it in this position, nice and soft, and then you're going to restart. You want to try that one out, Jamie? So literally, it's almost like that half pull. So you got the half pull, now we're going to finish it up. Get it over your shoulder. Brilliant, all right? And you see that little knock of the arm. You want to avoid that by just having a nice twist in the kettlebell, and that's going to make it a nice fluid and smooth transition, all right? Looking good, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, so now the last step of this complex. We've got the half pull, the snatch. Once we're into the snatch, all right? So half pull and to the snatch. Now from here, we're gonna go into a kettlebell swing, all right, into a drop. So from here, between my legs, hinging at the hip, gorilla style, having a nice neutral spine, swing, throw it in front of me, and then release it back down to the ground. Oh, beautiful form, man. This is the first time you've seen this, eh?
First time. I've never worked with a kettlebell
Even
before.
my instructions are good, so you guys at home let me know if it is that good or Jamie's just really catching on to this. So that essentially is the finished model of our unilateral exercise. So what we're going to do is a half pull, a snatch, a kettlebell, and then repeat over to the other side on the left-hand side.
Got
Right,
it.
do you want to try two on each side?
Yes.
Okay, starting with the right hand. You guys at home can try this as well. It's a full body workout. I'm already sweating and we haven't even started yet, but let's go. So we've got a half pull first, back to the ground, snatch, and now a swing. All the way up, onto the ground, lovely. Now left hand again, half pull. Now we've got a snatch, yeah. Now a clean, swing, and then onto the ground. Let's try that one more time. Half pull, then a snatch, and now we go for a swing. Onto the ground, left hand one more time, half pull, then a snatch, and now a swing. Jamie, you are looking like an absolute demon out there. How's it feeling?
You made it look so easy, but literally I'm sweating already and I can actually feel the burn. So just to be able to do like an entire workout like this, I can understand why people is going to...
Can you feel the chills? Can you feel the chills? Now, Jamie, I know your fitness journey has been absolutely incredible. I mean, every day I look at you, you're just withering away and disappearing. But how do you kind of put your workouts together, especially when it comes to burning fat? Because clearly it's working.
Oh, thank you so much. So the thing is this, I train my mind first, and that is always what I tell people, like, you can train everything else, but you have to train your mind first. So it's like knowing what your goal is and just working about that every day, but also moving every day. You don't have to do a kettlebell, you don't have to do Zumba. Find what works for you and just move every single day. So that's my little bit of tip out there.
I think we got a new fitness guru in the building. Some beautiful advice there. Guys, if you heard that, obviously make sure you memorize, mentalize, and get your head sorted for this. But like you said, find your niche, find your flow, and find something that works for you guys. We're working on kettlebell swings, we're burning fat, and I'm feeling like this is definitely working. And we're moving over to our next exercise now, which is quite a fun one.
Was not, we were not done?
No. Okay. All right, so this is a fun one now. So now we're gonna use the legs, the core, and the arms once again. And what we're gonna be doing is starting off with a nice rotation around your body. It's gonna work those intercostal muscles, those obliques. And then as you bring it down, you're gonna go into a reverse lunge, supporting that weight in front of you, keeping your core nice and engaged, and then using your glutes to step back up. And now we're gonna repeat that over and reverse over to the other side, and then reverse lunge. Beautiful form. Guys, make sure if you are doing this at home, don't bang your knee down on the reverse lunge. You wanna really support yourself, really eccentrically load, using that glute, and then once again, squeezing those hips forward. Let's try that other side one more time, Jamie. Absolute magnificent form there, Cole. Superb. Woo. And that is done. That's gonna get your core. Now we're gonna end off, as we promised to everybody out at home, we're ending off with a nice beast mode session. So this is gonna infiltrate and dominate the core. Before, let's just have a little sip. I'm working myself out here. I'm sweaty.
And I told Raul, I was like, Raul, please don't make me like sweat because my makeup is done. So, but you know what?
Sorry, Jamie, I lied, but how could I not? So guys, before we finish off getting into beast mode, now that the blood is pumping, Chef Clem is gonna whip us up with a mozzarella poached leek, fennel, and citrus salad. You earned it. Enjoy.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, live on SABC3. Thank you so much for choosing to wake up on the feel good side of life. Now, if you are one of those people who think that the words winter and salad do not belong in the same sentence, then you are wrong. You are absolutely wrong. You are mistaken. Think again, because Clem is going to be making a mozzarella, poached leek, fennel, and citrus salad. Yes, it sounds like a lot, but it's so delicious. And this delicious warm winter salad with Clem and Gold is sure to bring you over to the green side of life.
The gold side of life.
The gold side of life.
That's
The gold side of green life. Okay, so this looks so good. I'm loving the explosion of citrus that I'm seeing here. Clement Gold,
That's me.
tell us more.
So I was born in 1987.
Yes.
And yeah, I just followed my passion of becoming a chef.
What is your ultimate selling point? What is the one thing that the people love about you, Clement Gold?
I'm exclusive to Woolies.
Exclusive to Woolies.
Just like the Clement Golds we have in front of us.
But you're also easy to peel.
It is, so let's
You're
talk
sweet.
about this.
You are
Yes,
juicy.
uh-huh.
You are virtually seedless.
I mean, what more do you need in life?
Nothing more. Just a
It's
salad.
amazing. Yeah, and like I said, it's exclusive to Woolies. So if you want gold, you know where it's sold. There's nowhere else you can go and get these. So we're using this beautiful golden gem today to create this amazing salad. So the first thing we're doing is we're actually gonna cook, like salads are really great, but it's all about texture.
Yeah.
And forget about just tomato and lettuce and a bit of cucumber.
And it's about timing as well. It's about
Yes.
finding the right type of salad to serve at the right
Yeah.
type of time of the year.
Absolutely.
So, this
So-
seems like the right type of salad to have around this time of the year.
I agree. Because it's winter, it's a little bit colder, so we're actually gonna add a bit of a warm element to it. The warmness is gonna come from these guys, leeks.
Yeah.
So I've got some chicken stock over here.
Okay.
I'm gonna add the leeks just like this into the chicken stock, and it's gonna poach for 10 minutes. It's gonna soften.
Okay.
Which is really, really amazing.
So you just throw it in there.
From a distance.
And then
boom,
you're done.
You're done.
Okay.
Leave it 10 minutes. If you don't have any chicken stock, it's perfectly fine. Use a little bit of water, salt, and a bit of butter. That'll give you like that nice flavor in there. It'll poach in there. But also like doing with the leftover stock that I have in here.
Yeah.
I freeze it because now I've actually infused the stock with a bit of leek flavor.
Oh, wow.
So when I make my soups or sauces, I've got a leek-infused stock.
This is incredible.
It
I
is.
love it. You've just taught us a hack. Given us a nice little hack.
That's why I'm here.
These are my favorites. I mean, they
Yeah.
are, I'm totally obsessed. I can get through 5 of them in one go.
5 boxes?
Like, no, 5.
Oh,
5
okay.
individual ones.
Okay, I feel you.
And I'll be watching a TV series. Every scene. Hom.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest with you, that's a much better like snack than just like going through a bank.
I think so. I feel good about myself.
You
afterwards as
should.
well. You almost feel like your blood's been sort of transformed into some...
A little bit of Clem every day is a good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So, I mean, go for it. Go for it. Oh, you're talking about...
You have to throw that in then. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure your wife knows that bit.
She does. She absolutely does. Okay, so got some of those leeks that I cooked down.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Then I've got some of these. This is called fennel. Fennel's really great. It's got like a aniseedy, licoricey flavor.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what I love about it, how versatile this is, you use all of it.
Yeah, it also looks versatile enough to decorate the house with.
I've
They're
literally...
pretty to look at.
I've got those friends when you go to their house, they'll be like decorating the house
With vegetables.
With like, I mean, that looks fancy. That looks beautiful.
It does. It really does. It actually does work.
It does. So this is also beautiful when you poach it.
Okay.
What I love is these little fronds on the inside. They
Yeah.
are absolutely delicious. They're so tender and so sweet. Don't waste any of that. The stalks you can actually chop up into a stock. The fronds go into salads. You use it so good with fish. That's what I love about this. You use all of it. Zero wastage.
Okay.
Okay. So you can poach it. We're gonna do it a bit raw today.
All right.
All we're gonna do is do like a fine slice in it. I actually don't like licorice. I cannot eat licorice.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. It's something weird about licorice that I just don't like. But I love fennel, which is weird because it has a licorice
Because
flavor.
it does have that flavor.
Yeah, and it's super fresh though.
Yeah.
Super fresh.
Yeah.
Well, I find that kids love fennel as well, which blows my mind.
Well,
And
because kids do sometimes like licorice.
that's the thing though, absolutely. So, to the leeks, we add our fennel. We're gonna, another thing about salads.
Yeah.
Don't chop everything super fine in the same shape or the same size. Create texture, create size. That's
you
what
wanna
makes...
layer it
Yes.
nicely. Okay.
So we're gonna take our beautiful Clement Gold, just somewhat in half.
Oh, man.
And we've got some more
I
here.
really, I just want to dive straight into that plate and grab one piece and just chomp it right now. But I won't.
Why not?
I will not. I will wait for when you're done and it's time to...
You're so
taste.
polite. I appreciate that about you. Okay.
Thank you.
So we've got the Clement Gold, our fennel, our leeks on there. We're gonna make a very, very, very quick dressing. And this is gonna be green pepper. Love green pepper. It's my pepper of the season.
This is such a good idea for when you want to do something really interesting, fresh and unique for your dad or your father figure on
For
Father's Day.
sure, for
'Cause
sure.
Every bit of idea that I've been picking up since last week, I'm sort of journaling ahead
like
of Father's Day and thinking, okay, could this be used for Father's Day? But this one
Yeah.
is so unique and so different. I think my dad would appreciate this one.
Especially with all the meat that we've been making over the past 2 days. This will be an amazing side or amazing start to go with that first. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But then my dad watches the show.
You
So
can
I
still
can't make
surprise him.
this
Why not?
anymore. You're gonna have to give me a different recipe. to
Okay,
make,
yeah,
'cause
I'm
he'll
here,
be
I'm
like,
here.
hello.
I'll do that
Did
for
you
you.
get that from expressoshow.com?
Okay. In we went with some green peppercorns, extra virgin olive oil, Dijon mustard, and Sherry vinegar. Like one of my favorite vinegars. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We're gonna give it a good mixy mix. Just like that, dressing made. I want some herb in there, and mint is really, really great with this.
Oh, you can never go wrong.
Oh, and also, I'm actually going to use some of those fronds from the fennel, so yes. So for the mint, you can either chop it up. These are like super small leaves.
Yeah, do you want to be generous with the mint?
I love a lot of mint.
Yeah?
Like, when I was younger, I didn't like mint.
Yeah.
Now, obsessed with mint.
You love it. You
Mint
love
on everything. Those fennel fronds, don't waste. That's going on. Beautiful, beautiful
some
cheese.
Some of that green in there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
So you're adding mozzarella.
You can add mozzarella to it for a little bit of creaminess. Just down there, tear it up.
Nice.
Beautiful, it's like that. A bit of a drizzle of dressing.
Yes.
Look how fancy that looks.
Dressing in that. The color alone, it's so pretty. Your eyes are having a festival just looking at that.
You go to a restaurant. 200 Rand, my friend.
I think 250 Rand.
250
I think you're
Rand.
undercharging there.
There we
Let's
go.
be honest. Look at the final product. This is what it looks like, and that's what it looks like as well because it's done. You can add some nuts on there as well if you like, depending on what your father maybe likes. If this is something that you're eyeing for Father's Day, or maybe you want to make it today, why not? These are easy ingredients to set up and to get. You can find the recipe together with all the ingredients that we've made use of here on our website. It's expressoshow.com. Happy salad eating brought to you by Woolies and Clement Gold. Love it. Thank you, Clement.
Thank you.
Only you can make my day.
Since the lockdown, colorful images of rainbows have appeared in windows across the world. The Crazy Store wants you to bring your rainbow artwork in store to fill their windows with hope. And for every rainbow artwork received, you'll get 10% off of your purchase.
Well, that's not all. Plus, a free helium balloon to take home. Now, rainbows are a symbol of hope in many cultures and promises of better times to come. So, go on and unlock the crazy at the Crazy Store.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Ding, 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 ding. It's that time of the morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show where we take a moment to wish you, our beautiful, most loved, loyal viewers, a very happy birthday. And you're sharing your birthday with a very special person, an award-winning rapper, songwriter, best known for his innovative take on life. Kendrick Lamar. He turns 33 years old today. Look at that man. K-Dot. That's the man right there. Of course, Kendrick is undoubtedly one of the most influential and greatest rappers of his generation, some might argue. He made history in 2018 when he won a Pulitzer Prize for his music, making him the first person to win one for a hip-hop album. Now, happy birthday to Kendrick Lamar. We hope that you continue making history, continue making great music and inspiring us. Like with these performances that you've seen at like the VMAs, he's always pushing the boundaries.
One thing he does, he gets you to dance, man. He gets you to move.
I'm still trying to figure out what the yams are.
Them yams, brother.
What's the yams?
Have you seen what a yam is actually? It's like this massive, like sweet potato kind
Is that
of
what he's
thing.
talking about?
It's like he's definitely not talking about that. I think it's a reference to some moolah, getting that bread, getting that money.
What's the yams?
Anyway, guys, it's time for us to celebrate you beautiful people at home that consistently watch us and share the love. It's time for us to give it back to you. And we're starting off with Shireen. Now, we're wishing Shireen a happy birthday and may you have an awesome day. Hugs and kisses from your mom, dad, your kids, Azra and Zara. Happy birthday to you, Shireen. Oh, you little princess. And now we've got Louise saying, happy birthday to my mom, Louise Stoffels. I'm blessed to have you in my life and may you be blessed with many happy and healthy years. Lots of love from Rowaldo.
Beautiful message there then. Make a wish on every candle and may all those 50 wishes come true. Wishing you a wonderful celebration and an amazing year ahead. Happy 50th birthday to you, Jacqueline Arense. And this is a message that comes with love from your sisters, Verenzia, Alison, Roslyn, Anthea, and Samantha. What a beautiful message that is. Yeah. Then, another message that says, I wish our beautiful big sister, Ngobile, a happy birthday. May God bless you with all of your dreams. We love you. And this is from Kabelo, from Tito, as well as Mamku.
Happy birthday to you. Now, Kat, we've got something really special in the studio this morning.
Yeah.
Last but not least, it's Expresso's right-hand man. To me, he's been such a compadre. We started off together in the top billing scene. We're wishing Brian a happy birthday to you, my man. The day-to-day operations of the studio, this man takes care of it all.
Brian! Woo! Woo! Brian, that's you, baby.
Oh,
that's you, baby. Aye, yes, man, I'm mad. What's up, boy?
But
Brian.
Kat, honestly, man, Brian has been such a good friend to me. I started top billing and he started in sound, and we kind of grew together as friends, helped each other through the whole process, and it's so good to still see his face here. He always keeps me warm and he makes me feel like I'm at home. So he's like a brother to me now, man. So Brian, thank you, brother.
You know what? The nicest thing for me about Brian is not only is he such an incredible and integral part of the show and what happens here on set, but Brian has an uncanny way of giving the most unexpected compliments.
Okay.
Like you'd walk in and then he'd be like, I really like the shirt you're wearing, like it's very cool. And then I'm like, when I put this on this morning, I didn't feel cool, but like now, Brian, I do. Dude, I'm actually serious, man. You put a smile on many people's faces, including my own. Thank you very much, Brian, man. We love you, dog. We love you. Happy birthday, Brian! Yes! Yes!
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, so much love, so much love. All right, so if you'd like to send your loved ones a birthday message, then send us your birthday videos to 071-640-6551, or you can email your wishes to birthdays@cardova.tv. From celebrating your birthdays to celebrating one of our all-time favorite musicians, Arno Carstens, right now.
You're still keeping it locked right here in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, we all know the performing arts is one of the sectors that was hit quite hard by the COVID-19 pandemic, with tens of thousands of gigs cancelled across the world. Now, in support and to help beat the winter blues and bring music to its customers, Game will be hosting the first ever Beat the Winter Blues virtual music festival for the month of June. How exciting!
Awesome. My blues have been beaten already. And cue our award-winning singer-songwriter Arno Carstens, who now joins us to chat a little bit more about this incredible initiative and how you can experience a live, interactive experience with your favorite artist streamed directly to you in the comfort of your own home. You can watch in your lounge, in your bedroom, in your kitchen. You could have a live performance. Arnu, a very good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderful. Lovely to be with you guys.
So
wonderful
good.
to speak to other people.
I know, man. We're feeling it as well, man. Even though we're a few meters apart, yeah, we're feeling the distance. And I would imagine for someone who's used to having legions of fans jumping up and down, screaming, getting completely invested in your music, this has been a radical shift in thinking for you. I know that the streaming has obviously gives you an opportunity to perform, but in a completely different way. How have you adapted? What's that music performing process like when you're streaming? And what can we expect from you on the Game Facebook page tonight?
All right, cool. Well, number one, we had to quickly learn in this COVID-19 thing. As basically we had to do a course in technology and how to stream. There's been buffering, there's been this, there's been that, there's been such a lot of things, but we've learned, and I think one day we're going to laugh at, we'll look back at this and we'll laugh all the way, hopefully to the bank. But it's been an incredible kind of adventure, learning how to do this thing. But everybody is starting to come out of the woodwork with new ideas. We're all thinking out of the box, and all musicians, we're all taking care of each other in a certain, if it's just morally, and then a guy like John Savage, who came up with a busker code where we play shows from our houses and people can donate money, like almost buying a ticket. So there's a lot of things that has happened to help us as artists, and the audiences has been working together. I've been doing a show every week, and we're very excited about this game show. It's going to be fantastic. So it's all happening. The world is slowly but surely climbing out of its caves and going towards the light.
Yeah.
I love that you mentioned the fact that it's a community and artists are standing together. But how excited are you to be a part of this campaign? I mean, it's a new world, you're saying. Absolutely. But, you know, as a musician point of view, why are online platforms like this virtual musical festival so important for you?
Well, it's just, you know, in a way, it's, again, the word community and reaching out. And, you know, the best thing what we can do as entertainers is give a little bit of love to the world. To take the mind off this coronavirus and all the silly things that's happening in the world. And the best thing that we can do is, while this boat is sinking, we've got to keep on playing while the Titanic is sinking type of vibe. Hopefully it doesn't sink. But I'm just saying, that is our job. And I think most of us, we're doing it with great love in our hearts.
As you always do, as someone who's been a fan from the Nude Girls days, I mean, we've been privy to your personal growth in a way as a musician and a man, from the kind of anthems of the Nude Girls to some iconic singles as a solo artist. We kind of watched you evolve. How are you evolving now? Is this phase, has COVID, what we've gone through over the last couple of months, is that starting to imprint on you as a musician? Do you feel yourself changing in the way that you write music?
Yeah, well, look, I haven't been writing. I've done such a lot of writing that I've actually, in this COVID thing, I just stopped writing. I've been painting a bit, and I've been concentrating, because every week I revisited an old album of mine. So I had to relearn all the chords and all the lyrics and stuff. So that's what's been keeping me busy in this whole COVID time. But, you know, I've also been thinking, what do we write about now? You know, things that used to make sense doesn't make sense anymore. In fact, a lot of things don't make sense anymore. In a personal capacity, I don't feel like touring anymore. It's so nice to be at home with my child and my family. So
for sure.
But so actually, in a way, artists, in a very weird way, we've been spoiled, because at last we can be at home and we're not constantly touring. But I cannot wait to see to have the sound of the live shows. The big sound and the audience. That's what I miss. The good sound and the audience. And I'm sure that's what the audience also misses.
Oh, buddy, as soon as we can, we will get you back into our studio so we can hear you live. We'll do ourselves that favor, but thank you so much, and enjoy your performance tonight, man. Just know that there will be fans jumping up and down just in their own home.
Brilliant. And I'm thankful hopeful for, and I want the world just to keep on creating new ways of how we can do things, because this is an opportunity. If you snooze, you lose now. So get up, do things, and you will reap the rewards later.
Go and thrive. Thank you so much, my brother. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the concert.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Oh, I love you so much. Now, of course, you at home, make sure you stream Honor Carsten's performance this evening at 7 p.m. on the Game Facebook page. Spreading joy through music is a privilege, and while our favorite local artists can't perform in a venue on a stage with us screaming at them, they now have the opportunity to perform virtually from home in the Game Beat the Winter Blues virtual musical festival.
And if you're starting to feel the blues this winter, it's time to warm up, because we want to know what you'd buy from Game to beat those winter blues this season. Share what your idea is on our Facebook post with the hashtag #GotGame and Winter Blues to stand a chance of winning R1,000 from Game. That voucher will go a long way going into winter especially. But you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com, and the competition runs up until the 19th of June.
And remember, those Game stores are opening from Monday to Friday from 9 to 6, Saturday from 9 to 5, and Sunday and public holidays from 9 to 4. Happy shopping.
Oh.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful people, right here to your Feel Good Breakfast show on SABC3. Now, last week, the Minister of the Department of Health announced the procurement and deployment of 100 emergency services motorbikes to rural areas within the Eastern Cape. Now, this being an effort to help fight COVID-19, as well as provide much-needed medical care to the elderly and sickly who cannot be reached by ambulances in the areas. Instead, in cases of emergencies, the emergency services motorbikes would pick up and transport sickly individuals to the nearest clinic.
What an intervention. And now the MEC of Eastern Cape Department of Health, Miss Cindy Swagomba, joins us on a phone call to tell us more about this initiative. MEC, good morning. Thank you so much for making the time.
Good morning to you and the listeners.
Let's talk about this intervention. What is the goal of the EMS motorbike initiative, and what problem are you trying to solve over there in the Eastern Cape?
Maybe let's first start with how we are saying it's EMS. In our view, it is not EMS. It is what you can call scooters or bikers, but they're dealing with medical issues. and in particular the community part of it. And much as these bikes now are only taking the part of assisting with COVID, they initially were not meant for that. These scooters initially were meant for our services in terms of community health workers. However, as that process was moving at its own pace, we then saw it important, since as the Eastern Cape would want to strengthen the listing and tracing part of conduct. So to a certain extent, they would come in handy in ensuring that we do that. On their actual design package, having to use them for our men, our community health workers, they are meant to augment and ensure that the Eastern Cape territory, which unfortunately sometimes makes it difficult for people to even access an EMS or an ambulance that's standing there. Majority of people would be taken on wheelbarrows and other issues, even houses. So to a certain degree, this will come in handy. It is not solely going to work on COVID. Remember, our work will continue as health. So that's exactly the use of such in a nutshell. Because I'm not sure about the time you have. I know I've got little time. So I'm summarizing it in that approach.
Okay, so maybe just would these, the use of these motorbikes replace the deployment of ambulances to the rural areas?
Would be what?
Would these motorbike services, will this replace the deployment of ambulances to the rural areas in the Eastern Cape?
Let's not immediately put in ambulances. Ambulances would be about linking people to households. The ambulance are going to be working with community health workers in clinics. Remember, community health workers are based in clinics in the rural areas, even in towns anyway. So their use is about aiding and ensuring that the work of the community health workers is going to be much easier. Even when we use them for that, nurses would be on board to do their work, whether it is vaccination, whether it is whatever. Hence, I'm saying we thought it necessary to actually use it simultaneously with also COVID. Remember, COVID does not go alone in terms of health. It is a simultaneous service that we have to balance with the work that we're already doing. Okay.
I think, MEC, I think noting the fact that, there's a need in those rural areas, particularly in getting those kind of services to people in the areas, I think this was quite a creative intervention. But let's talk about the safety aspect of it. There's been quite a bit of conversation and I suppose controversy in the media and on social media regarding the safety aspects of it. How safe are they, A, in transporting any sort of medical equipment, 2, in having people actually onboarded onto these motorbikes?
When I went on board on the motorbike, one of the intentions I had was to clearly see how secure this part that is about a person to the other part, which is a bike. Because remember, this bike has got two sections or two parts. One is a full cycle or a scooter or a bike, but the other part is also that. The other part where I went in, for me, it's quite secure. It does have a seatbelt. It does have the rail that for those who saw me when I was riding on it, I was holding on to. So if you look at that, that's one aspect of safety. The second part of the safety is what people are talking to in terms of weather. When you look at that, you see that there's a hood, but on the side, there is a rolled canvas. That canvas comes on board if maybe it's raining, and it closes completely off this part if you have to take on either a nurse as a partner or a patient, if you so happen to come to a home and there's a need of that patient to be rushed to a clinic. Secondly, if you look at how things are happening now, you find that elderly people flock to clinics as early as 6 o'clock to 2, but we leave that clinic maybe at 12 earliest. This is what you are trying to say. It must not happen.
Well, there certainly clearly is very much a need in the Eastern Cape for responses to medical emergencies in this way, and to see an intervention like this, like I said earlier on, I think is a creative thought. It's just about trial and error, I suppose, at this stage, but if people can be helped in the process,
That's
then we
what
do
is natural
salute you.
in any new event.
Absolutely. But thank you so much, MEC Gomba, for joining us and for giving us your time. And hopefully this is a successful project out in the Eastern Cape.
Absolutely. We hope that this initiative will continue the goodness. And thank you so much for joining us this morning and for your time.
Thank you so much, and thanks to the listeners. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Oh, on that note, time for us to find out what is happening in and around our world with Kat in the news.
Thanks very much, team. It's just before 8 o'clock on this Wednesday morning. Let's take a look at those news headlines. On the national news front, Health Minister Zweli Mkhize and Social Development Minister Lindiwe Zulu yesterday launched a new multi-sectoral ministerial advisory committee on social behavioral change, all in an effort to expand the response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Mkhize said South Africans should adopt a new culture of wearing masks, washing hands, and maintaining social distance. The new committee will not only facilitate diverse stakeholder cooperation in the country's COVID-19 response, but also action for fair access to quality healthcare. The committee will be chaired by Malusi Mpumlwana of the South African Council of Churches. In other news, education activists and some schools are taking Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga to court after she backtracked on a promise to reinstate the National Schools Nutrition Program to feed 9 million pupils from this month, irrespective of whether or not they are back at school. Now, the urgent application brought in the Pretoria High Court by Equal Education described the struggles of pupils and their families. For many, it was the only hot meal, nutritious meal that they were receiving every day. The minister has until today to file any opposing affidavits. On the international news front, the Chinese capital of Beijing has put more neighborhoods under lockdown and boosted testing as it tries to contain an outbreak of COVID-19. The city has seen more than 100 new cases in the fresh outbreak after it has for more than 7 weeks only registered cases from people traveling in from abroad. The fresh outbreak has been linked to the city's largest wholesale market, Jinfadi. Now, the virus was allegedly discovered on chopping boards used for imported salmon at the market, prompting major supermarkets in Beijing to withdraw the fish from their shelves. Now, Botswana is investigating the mysterious deaths of at least 154 elephants over 2 months in the northwest of the country, a wildlife official has said yesterday. Regional Wildlife Coordinator Dimakatso Nchebe said they are still awaiting results on the exact cause of deaths. The carcasses were found intact, suggesting they were not poached. Further investigations have also ruled out poisoning by humans. Botswana is home to almost a third of the continent's elephant, and they've seen numbers grow from 80,000 in the late 1990s to 130,000 owing to well-managed reserves. And now, exciting news concerning eagles at Walter Sisulu Botanical Gardens in Roodepoort. Nature lovers and followers of the West Rand's most famous black eagle family are ecstatic. An egg has hatched in the black eagle nest at the Walter Sisulu Botanical Gardens in Roodepoort, the firstborn for Makata and Mahlori. Mahlori, which means miracle, made the gardens his home in July last year after the previous male, Tulani, disappeared in June, leaving Makata alone with a newborn chick. Now, the chick died in August last year. Black eagles normally lay 2 eggs 4 days apart, and only one chick ultimately survives after what is known as a Cain and Abel struggle, during which the stronger, and in most cases, the older sibling kills the other. Should all go well over the next 3 months, the chick would fledge in the first week of September. Now, Black Eagle Project Roodekrans chairperson Gerald Draper said although the lockdown regulations are frustrating, volunteers are looking forward to resuming their monitoring duties as soon as possible and keeping a close eye on the welcome new addition to the celebrity eagle couple. And finally, turning our gaze to the world of entertainment this morning, in the midst of the Pride Month, which is celebrated in many parts of the world throughout June, the United States Supreme Court on Monday made an historic decision ruling that it is illegal for an employer to fire someone because of their sexual orientation or gender identity. The 6-3 ruling adds LGBTQ+ people to Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which already forbade discrimination based on sex, race, color, national origin, and religion. TV host Ellen DeGeneres, who made great advancements for LGBT representation in television during the 90s, shared her joy by simply tweeting, historic with a rainbow emoji. Musician Taylor Swift, who is appreciated by the LGBTQ+ community for continuously shining a light on their issues, thanked the Supreme Court justices and advocates who fought for this development. Tennis legend Billie Jean King, who famously won the Battle of the Sexes match, which was considered a milestone in the public acceptance of women's tennis, tweeted, "Living authentically is not a fireable offense. Protection under the law will now be afforded to millions of workers nationwide." And on that very happy note, that's it for the news on this Wednesday morning. Here's another look at your weather, this time around with Kuhle.
Thank you so much, Kat. A very good morning to you all, South Africa. It's time for us to have the final look at the weather this morning. But first, at those beautiful sunrise pictures and videos you've sent. Liz Decker wishes us a happy Wednesday with this gorgeous sunrise picture of a fiery George sky. George on the Garden Route can expect plenty of sunshine today with a high of 21 degrees. We've also asked you to send in pictures of the snow you're experiencing in your town. As the intense cold front brought lots of snow to the country, Danica Smee captured these stunning images and series in the Western Cape, one of the best places to see snowfall in the country. Series can expect mostly sunny conditions today, reaching a maximum temperature of 17 degrees. Thank you both to Liz and Danica for sending in your sunrise pictures. We hope that you have an incredible Wednesday morning. Although light snowfall can be expected in some provinces today, as cold and rainy weather conditions continue across the country, the Western Cape can look forward to a sunny day. As torrential downpours fell in the region last week, water reserves have increased significantly during the past few days. Cape Town dam levels are now at almost 58%, some dams rising by as much as 5%. The latest figures are an epic boost for the southwest part of the country, remembering that not too long ago, the mother city was facing day zero. And the dams for the metropolitan region are more than 9% better off than what they were in June 2019. The cold weather has also seen much snow on the higher lying areas of the province, which is good as melting snow boosts dam levels even further. Now, in addition to the light snowfall and cold weather in most parts of the country, the South African Weather Service has warned of extremely high fire danger conditions in the Northern Cape, and heavy rains leading to localized flooding can be expected in parts of KwaZulu-Natal. Right now, let's get into the temperatures for the rest of the country, starting off at Polokwane with a low of 7 degrees, reaching a high of 15. A morning shower in spots, otherwise mostly cloudy and cool from Mbombela at a minimum of 10, reaching a maximum of 14. Pretoria, 5-12. Johannesburg, 3-10. Cloudy and cool with rain tempering off the Mahikeng at a minimum temperature of 3, reaching a maximum of 15. Rather cloudy with morning showers for Klerksdorp, 2-13. Kimberley, 2-14. Mostly cloudy for Bloemfontein at a minimum of 0, reaching a high of 14. Richards Bay, 13-19. Cloudy with a light northeasterly breeze of 6 kilometers an hour for Pietermaritzburg at a minimum temperature of 7 degrees, reaching a maximum of 16. Durban, 12-18. Mostly sunny with a light northeasterly breeze of 7 kilometers an hour for Mthatha with a minimum of 2, reaching a high of 18. East London, 9-21. Partly sunny for Cradock at -1, reaching a high of 16. Plenty of sunshine for Port Elizabeth at a maximum of 21 and a minimum of 8. George, you're starting off at 10, reaching a high of 21. Cooler start to the day for Sutherland at -2, reaching a maximum temperature of 16. And the highest temperature in the country for Cape Town at a maximum of 23 and a minimum of 14. Abundant sunshine for Worcester at a maximum of 20 and a minimum of 8. Uppington, 3 is your lowest temperature for the day, reaching a high of 21. It sounds like we're starting off the day on a rather cold note, but Nicole and Uncle Tabsy have a very warm way of keeping warm inside with some delicious soup. So let's check it out.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush your daily goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, you know what, Kuhle, the winter chill in the air means it's time to get that soup on the go. Nothing tastes better than a delicious vegetable soup after a long, cold day. It's a fact. And that's why last night I gave Nicole a call and I asked her, Nicole, please, I need some new soup ideas. She's going to be making a classic butternut, carrot, and orange soup that'll leave you crushing on all the flavor. Nicole? I called.
Like, just while I was falling asleep, you know.
Yeah.
How rude.
I wanted to say, cometh the hour, cometh the man. But in
what
your
did I
case,
say? You
the
must wait till
woman.
tomorrow.
But you did say, stay tuned, Tabby. So literally, Nicole's words were, stay tuned. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And you've answered the call, Nicole.
Yes. So, like Kuchle mentioned, there's nothing better than having a warm soup to warm you from the inside out. And I feel like butternut soup is one of those things.
It's a classic.
It's a classic, but I like how this one has been taken a classic and we've just zhuzhed it up.
When you mentioned that there's orange being introduced to this recipe to make this soup, I thought, well, that is new. I've never heard of a combination like that.
Of orange.
Orange and butternut going together.
Well, we've got orange, butternut, and carrots as well. So we've got our carrots and orange juice from Crush here.
Okay.
We've got real carrots as well.
Yes.
And butternut. And the orange brings out the beautiful natural sweetness in the flavor in the butternut and the carrots. So that's why we're adding it today.
Okay, well, this is so interesting. So what are you doing there?
Okay, so I've just added my onions and then a little bit of butter. So butter is just going to brown it off, give it a beautiful nutty flavor.
Yeah.
Then we're going to add our chopped up carrots. I mean, I just chopped this fine because I wanted to be fancy.
That's some nice cubes there, hey? Nice, tiny, tiny cubes.
Practicing.
That must have taken you since last night when you put the phone down to this morning when
it's like,
I
damn
woke
it,
up.
I better get on these carrots. Well, you know, luckily I'm professionally trained, so it takes me a couple of minutes.
You actually probably do have a device that you just slot them into, press a button, and the cubes are good to go.
I wish.
You still have to do it
I just have
manually.
to practice my knife skills.
Okay.
So I've added my carrots. I've got some butternut.
Oh, I love
I would
butternut.
recommend, I mean, if you can and the budget allows, buy them already cubed. Butternut is one of those really tough things to chop up. But if you do, you know, you can roast it as well and peel it out. That could also work.
If you've got kids that are over 15, I think get them to do that. That is their job. While you're busy doing everything else, their job is to chop up the butternut. My mom used to do that to me.
Did she ever get butternut fingers? Did you get butternut fingers?
I did, of course.
Yeah. And then it just doesn't wash off.
Yeah, it doesn't, for a while.
No. So we added all our vegetables. We got some potatoes as well. Then we're going to add our crushed orange and carrots. Just about half a cup. You don't want to add too much because we've got that natural sweetness in the orange here. So you don't want to add too much orange either.
You also don't want to overpower the flavors of all the other things that you've put in there. So your onion, for example, that you've got in there, your butternut and your carrot dices.
Exactly. So I've got some vegetable stock here. So we're keeping it vegetarian. If you want to add the other stocks like beef or a bit of chicken, you're more than welcome to.
You can play with it.
Yeah, you definitely can. So we're just going to let this boil. So we've just top it up with a little bit of water. Make sure that all your vegetables are covered properly. That way it can cook evenly.
But now you don't want the whole thing to be drowning in water, right? Because otherwise it's all going to be too watery, not?
No, not actually, because remember, once that's cooked down, you're going to have, it's all starchy vegetables. They need that bit of liquid to cook it.
Okay.
Then I'm going to take a blender. If you don't have a blender, use a masher. A potato masher also works. So I'm just going to blend it up. I don't know if you guys can see. So just blitz it up till it's nice and fine.
Yeah.
And if you find it's a little bit too thick, I like to add a little bit of more juice just at the end for that freshness.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you could add more stock, you could add more water.
Okay.
It's entirely up to you, what's your flavor profile.
Okay.
So just blitz it up. I like to keep it a little bit chunky because I like a bit of texture.
You like to bite into those little chunks here and there. I like that too. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah.
Bit of texture, bit of the puree in there, and it freezes really well as well.
Which is good. Which is good because you want it to last a while.
Exactly.
You don't want to have to remake it the whole time. What are you making there?
So I've just got some pumpkin seeds toasting beautifully here. And once you hear that little pop, you pop them onto your soup with a little bit of cream and you're good to go.
They make it look really good, but they're also really good for you for eating. I'm going to give this a try because I am the one who made the call last night.
You better enjoy it. It's a lot of hard work.
I love it.
Amazing.
I really love how all the different flavors of the different ingredients marry together to bring this to life. This is really delicious and it's got me crushing. Nicole, you're the girl to call at 9 p.m. at night.
Can we make it 8 o'clock rather, please?
Okay. All right, 8 o'clock. Get this recipe on expressoshow.com. Happy souping, everybody.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush your daily goodness. Now also available in long life.
Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Due to the current lockdown environment, children are being confined often with very limited stimulation, and this is sadly far more true for orphaned and vulnerable children. Occupational therapist Mozzarella, who has a passion for early childhood development through play at SOS Children's Village, head of fundraising, Mandy Spitz, now join us on the line to chat about the Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half project and the huge impact that limited access to educational toys, to books and games has on an orphaned and vulnerable child. Very good morning. Welcome, ladies.
Good morning. Thank you.
Mandy, maybe I'll start with you. What was the impact of being a beneficiary of last year's Cadbury Dairy Milk Generosity Initiative? How did the children feel receiving these amazing gifts of childhood?
When you come from a scenario when you're admitted into care and you have absolutely nothing, a gift that is given to you is just a wonderful sense of comfort. It makes you feel at home, because when a child comes into care, they've been removed from the environment. And they come to us with a lot of sadness. They have a lot of anger sometimes. And it's a transition for them to come into care. Strange environment, new people. Although we create a family-like environment for them, when they have access to these toys, books, and games that were so very generously donated, they are able to grow as little people. What I've seen from my experience from being in a village for almost 20 years is the amazing transition that can happen when you first admit a child into care and they've been with us for a number of months, and you see the huge improvement, you see the growth, you see the development.
Very much building off that, Mozzarella, you obviously work in communities where children have to deal with the reality that I think few of us could scarcely imagine, with very limited access to educational toys, to books, to games, all these essential tools. In your experience, why is facilitating play so important, especially in those disadvantaged communities?
Through play, children develop more than just the social interaction, but also the other necessary skills. Mandy mentioned the social interaction, but through play they learn how to share, how to do conversations, but more than that, the gross motor, fine motor, as well as the planning skills that they learn is the foundation of their early development and then their success in school. So if we look at that, through play, we actually give them so much more than just the interaction, but the foundational skills that they need later in life is so important. So we're actually giving them a gift for their future.
Man, and we see this now, with some schools being closed, no volunteers are allowed to visit, and, the added stress on care workers. What are some of the challenges that you see, especially over this period, for the children under your care?
Our caregivers or our SOS mothers, our childcare workers, have been stretched. Normally they were allowed to move in and out the village to be able to visit their own families, and during lockdown we could not do that. The challenges for the children that they care for within the SOS village has also been quite a big challenge. Firstly, they've noticed that the children eat a lot more because they're indoors, and keeping them entertained, making sure that, when you have a house, a SOS house with other SOS brothers and sisters right next door, and you want to go play and visit, and that's not allowed, that's difficult to explain to little ones to understand.
Why is facilitating? Because you can't force it. It has to be created, an environment that is conducive, that has opportunities in particular to allow children to play under your care.
We've been able to use the toys, books and games that were donated within our family home environment. So we have 8 villages across South Africa, which means we have about between 80 and 90 family homes that are operational. So we're looking at 800 children across the ages, from very little up to young adults. And it has given us the opportunity to be able to supply these children with activities, age-related, that could stimulate and help them. In our safe parks that we have created, we now have a space where we can utilize toys, books and games for our children under supervised care of trained childcare workers and community volunteers. And on top of that, we would like to see digital skills also being included and having our children access technology, because that is where the future lies.
Definitely inclusion in a very modern digital era. Love that.
And Marilise, maybe you can add on to that. What results have you seen in terms of, play aiding children's development within the workshops you run? And why do you guys both maybe think that initiatives like the Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half project are so important for the kids?
Play is actually such an amazing medium to get into a child's world. And Mandy mentioned language, but what is amazing, if you can connect with a child in a play environment, you actually take him out of his situation into a safer world, a world where the things of his real life is a little bit on the background, and you can connect with him on a different language if they are engaged in your play. So through play, you can actually access a safe environment to let them grow. And that's what this project is so amazing, because at the moment we can't really give our time or go somewhere, but you can just walk into the shop and buy a chocolate. So Cadbury Dairy Milk is really making it easy for the community to actually contribute in this situation.
Ladies, I'm going to send you both massive virtual hugs, virtual pats on the back for the incredible work that you do. I'm a new parent, a relatively kind of young family, and I'm in awe of the work that you're doing every day. So thank you for fighting that good fight, and all the best of luck for the remainder of lockdown especially.
Thank you.
So here's how you guys at home can get involved for a limited time. When you purchase a Cadbury Dairy Milk variant that's wrapped in that special edition sleeve, you'll be contributing towards a R1 million donation of those essential educational toys, books and games to orphaned and vulnerable children across South Africa.
Absolutely. All you have to do is to find out more about how to be part of making a difference with the Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half project. All you have to do is by visiting www.cadbury.co.za/generosity and follow them on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram with the hashtag Glass and a Half.
Every bar purchased contributes towards toys for orphans. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Now, fondly remembered as the lead singer of the Springbok Nude Girls, Arnold Constance is a singer and songwriter with many awards firmly cemented behind his name. But what if we told you that he's also quite an avid fine artist, specializing in charcoal, oils, acrylic and spray painting? Well, he joins us again via video call to tell us about his use of his creativity in this artistic, expressionistic kind of way. Arnold, it's great to have you with us. A very good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you all?
We're very well, thank you. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show this morning. We want to take it back for a second because I want to understand when your love for fine art started, because you've been seen exhibiting your work in and around South Africa since your first solo exhibition in 2012.
For me, it all started in school. Because I was dyslexic, my mom said I must play the guitar and paint. So I did it, and it worked fantastically. I would actually say that art, in a way, saved my life. You know, it gave me a kind of a purpose. So after school, I wanted to go study fine art, but then I had to go to the army, and then my parents said there's no money in fine art, and I must do graphic art. So then I did graphic art. And then the wheel turns, and then many years later, I started painting. After the Nude Girls, I started painting again, and I've been painting now for a couple of years. Quite profusely, and it's been a lot of fun, and it takes my mind off things, and you know what I mean. So it's really worked.
Yeah. Now, in your art, you combine what I understand both as expressionism and surrealism in your works of art that you create. Now, for us art novices, maybe you might just expand on what those means and what ultimately inspires you and motivates you to start a piece.
Okay. Well, you know, at the end of the day, what I'm busy with is I just want to conquer what I don't know yet. There's such a lot. I mean, the big thing about painting is it always exposes your shortcomings constantly. So I think when you're kind of young and ignorant, you start out and you've got massive ideas and it's all fantastic and you're an artist. But I think the older I get, the more I'm realizing that my main aim is to actually try and better myself as an artist. So for me, expressionism is just, well, expressionism gives you the freedom to kind of just let it all hang out and give what's in your heart type of thing. Surrealism also gives me the freedom to just bend things to my own rules and my own, what I find, you know, my reality can be. So those two formats do work for me as an artist, but everybody's got their own thing.
Yeah.
Have you worked on anything during the lockdown? Have you worked on any new art pieces during the lockdown period? What have you been feeling during this period?
Yes, actually, I stopped writing music in this period because I just thought, what do you write about? You know, nothing makes sense anymore. So I kind of stopped for now for a couple of months with the writing music, but I'm busy with recording other music. But, you know, I've just stopped the process of writing music, and I've been painting quite a bit. But I've got so many paintings, and I'm supposed to be having an exhibition this year. So I'm actually also going to stop doing paintings, and I'm just going to start working on the paintings I've got, you know, just finishing them off.
Yeah.
Because I need to do an exhibition before the end of this year.
Now, I understand that your art can currently be viewed via appointment in Simonstown here in Cape Town at your studio and gallery, but what steps can people follow if they would like to purchase some of your artwork?
Well, you go to honorcarsons.fineart.com, honorcarsonsfineart.com. That's pretty easy, and also, I mean, you know, I'm always putting little clips and stuff, what I'm working with on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter. So, and from there, it's always so easy. Just follow the link in the bios and stuff to get to us to make contact. You know what I mean?
I was wondering if I could put you on the spot for a second. Do you have some works in progress that you could show us, or some works around you there that you have?
Really? Yes,
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Yes.
Do you want me to stand up?
Yeah, yes, I want you to stand up. This is real live. We're live. Oh, so this is, so what? Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. So that's one that you're working on over there. Do these pieces have names, by the way?
They've all got names.
And what do you name them after?
Out of interest, just every painting has got a kind of a feel to it. You know, I went through this phase now of doing semi-naked women just because I wanted to do something quite classic. So I think that's going to be the theme for this for the art exhibition. Kind of minimalistic, minimalistic ground colors and with charcoal, oil paint, and spray paint.
A question I was thinking about right now, when you were talking about the definition of expressionism and surrealism, do you find that your inspiration for music feeds into your inspiration for the art that you create, and vice versa, or are those two worlds kind of mutually exclusive?
Yes, you know, I think expressionism, scream from the top of your lungs your inner feelings kind of vibe, and surrealism, the beauty of weirdness of life, comes to the fore. So yes, I think it totally reflects my music. But then also I love beautiful stuff as well, little beautiful.
I mean, exploring this part of your world has been an incredible experience this morning. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. But when you're not creating some music or even exploring your passions with fine arts, you're spending quality time with your family. We know that Father's Day is coming around the corner. What are some of your favorite things about fatherhood?
Well, I tell you what, the positive spin-off of the lockdown has been I haven't been touring, and I've been spending all my time with my family, with my wife and my son Hayden at home, and it's been the best time of my life. It's so much fun to be with the family 24 hours a day. I know it gets crazy now and then, of course there's going to be fights, but the reality is it is just amazing to be hanging out. So it's been this whole COVID lockdown has been Father's Day for me in a way. But I'm going to take the cherry on the cake, and I'll enjoy the real Father's Day as well. And I would like to be served and pampered as the alpha male of the family. I'll work out, I think I'll write out some descriptions on how we're going to go about this, but there'll be guidelines.
Hashtag demanding dad. All right, Arnu, thanks so much for spending the morning with us. We really appreciate it, man.
Well, lovely spending time with you guys. I'll see you soon.
Fantastic stuff. Arnu Carstens, man. What a legend. What a legend.
Truly
and of course, we'll also be bringing you some Father's Day gifting tips after the break for any of your family members who are watching, who'd like to take down notes.
Some
like
notes,
Arnu just said,
on how to treat them.
Yeah, and then a little bit later on, we also get to check out Arnu's latest music video titled Good Morning Sunshine, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Okay. So I'm chatting to Umalume Musa here. He's owned a small clothing factory for years now, and he's always inspired me with his success. But like a lot of businesses, this lockdown's hit him hard. So he spoke to his banker, and they've put together a tailor-made relief solution for him to help his business and his people get through this. Making your bank your business partner, that's a habit worth keeping.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Now, we know that Father's Day is around the corner. Hey, it's all the talk at the moment, and if you haven't already, now is the perfect time to find your dad or your father figure the perfect gift. You can spoil him with fragrances, chocolate, snack bits, cozy accessories, or a coffee machine to make his morning coffee that much better. And the great thing is you can get all of these items I'm talking about at Woolworths.
They look so good, Tubbs. Now, spoil him with all the little things that will keep him warm and cozy all winter long. Now, of course, Woolies has amazing beanies and scarves that every dad out there must have this winter. And to make it even better, it's 40% off. So make sure to get your dad something a little to keep him warm this winter, Tubbs.
Ooh, the dads are going to love this one. For all those who love a good scent, you can find his favorite fragrance at Woolworths, and be sure that he will always think of you when he wears it, when he gets all those compliments. And if you also need to, even more reason to give him a fragrance by Father's Day or for Father's Day, you get up to 20% or 20% off rather on men's fragrances when buying in store. That's between the 18th and the 21st of June.
Yeah, Tubbs, I must say I love these fragrances.
Yeah,
I tried
them out yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, you did the other day.
I had it the other day.
Yeah, on
Actually,
Monday.
The fact that it's vegan and cruelty-free is just ticking all of Nature Boy's boxes. So that for me is just, even if you're not a dad, I think this is a perfect gift for anybody that loves their fragrances and their scents. So
I'm a father figure, so I'll take it.
Oh, we'll find out more about that, I'm sure. But fashion, accessories, and fragrances are all the perfect gifts. But if you really want to go all out, you can also get him an Expresso coffee machine, which is available at Woolworths. And this is the must-have for any coffee connoisseur and the coffee drinker out there. Oh, that is just creme de la creme VIP service out there.
Absolutely. You know, I wouldn't mind me one of those. Guys, I repeat, I am a father figure, so I'll take any of these items. But for you at home, get out there and get shopping. You can get all of these amazing gifts at Woolworths, and they have you covered in terms of these amazing deals. Be sure to treat your dad with a gift of your choice, and I'm sure he'll love it. You can shop all of these at Woolworths in store, or you can go online or on the Woolworths app. Ah, so inspiring. Happy shopping for Father's Day, guys.
For all the bad jokes, big hugs, and times he's made you smile, get him a little something to say thanks.
I'm just wondering if Tubby's is saying that he's a father figure, does it mean he's trying to figure out whether he's a father? Is that what a father figure means? I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, in other news, for our 24-hour dipping challenge with Omar Rusks this week, we've asked you to send us a photo of you doing a midnight dip. Now, the 3 people who send the best photos will then each win a Smeg kettle and an Omar Rusks hamper valued at 2,500 Rand. Plus, then, of course, make it onto our leaderboard.
So far, we really have received some amazing photos, and we're going to add them to our wall today. But if you do send us a better photo by tomorrow morning, you could knock someone off the leaderboard and then be deemed the winner instead. So it's crazy.
Absolutely. So our first photo is from Hope Mutiani, and she says, I enjoy my midnight dip while everyone is asleep because then I don't have to share my Omar Rusks with anyone. I love it. I'm gonna just join Hope over there also, just by enjoying a little. It's not midnight as such, it's mid-morning, early morning. I'm that kind of dipper anyway. There we go.
Absolutely, Hope. We really obviously couldn't agree more. And for that, you make it onto our leaderboard. Now, our next photo is from Jolene Hayward, who is just living her best life, everybody. She sent us this super vibey photo and says, I'm the midnight dance dipper. Jolene, for your yes alone, my love. You are making it onto our wall. Well done. Yes.
A midnight dance dipper. All right, lastly, this next photo is from Lee LeBreton Swartz, right? And he says, anytime is dipping time with my favorite poppy seed and blueberry Omar Rusks. And let's not forget my pup waiting for her midnight snack too. Oh, so he's a sharing kind of dipper as well at midnight. We love this team effort and for you making it so beautiful, a sharing moment.
Definitely. I'm living for these pictures.
And you're also
of course,
onto our
now,
wall
to
there.
everyone at home watching, What you're going to do right now is go grab your rusk and coffee and enter our 24-hour dipping challenge. If you send us a better midnight dip photo than maybe Hope, Jolene or Lee, which is a bit tough competition, by tomorrow at 11 a.m., you could knock them off the leaderboard and claim one of those 3 Smeg kettles and Omar Russ hampers valued at 2,500 Rand. Remember to post your photos on the competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter page. And remember, those T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
I'm that midnight dipper. The midnight
With Omar Rusks, it's always dipping time. From the first thing in the morning right through to that midnight snack in bed. What is your favorite dipping time?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you gorgeous human beings, to your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso right here on SABC3. We're live. It's a Wednesday. You've made the right choice. You've come to the feel-good factory. And the question that everybody's been asking themselves is, what difference can I make? I hear it all the time. That's a question we all do ask ourselves indeed. But the truth is, even the smallest effort can make a big difference. And with the help of Woolworth's Fill a Bag campaign, we are all easily able to help supply those in need with vital food and sanitary items from as little as 10 Rand per person daily. How amazing.
Absolutely, man. Like yesterday, Ukanyi Saketa came on through to donate, to show his support, and also just supporting people who are in need during this time. Being selfless is all it takes, and as little as 10 Rand, you can feed one person 3 meals. So if you're not sure how to use SnapScan, just follow these 3 simple steps, okay? Download the SnapScan app on your phone and safely register your account free of charge. Your card details are encrypted and will be safely stored on your phone.
The second step is you scan the QR code on screen. It should be on your screen right now using SnapScan or your mobile banking app. What will happen is that it will instantly take you to the Woolworths Help Feed a Family donation page, okay?
Now simply enter the amount you would like to donate and click pay. Just like that, you've helped families. You feed families in need throughout South Africa. You can also donate via EFT by simply visiting, the Woolworths website on screen for more details.
So far, Woolies have been able to manage 903,387 thanks to your collective effort. That's a lot of money, but it also will go a long way in feeding all of those families. It also means 1,457 bags donated. Guys, can I hear some noise for that? Yes! 306,223 meals. Listen to it, 223,000 meals out of their 1 million meals goal. But our help is still needed far and wide. Certainly, countless South Africans are still dealing with the devastation as a result of lockdown, and they are really desperate for the assistance. But we can help. Every small bit does make a big difference. Let's go out there and make the difference.
Indeed. Now, absolutely. For as little as 10 Rand only, you can provide one person with 3 meals for a day. And just scan the QR code on your screens using the SnapScan app or your banking app and donate whatever amount you can to contribute towards filling a bag. And remember to encourage your family, friends, neighbors, colleagues, and chat groups to do exactly the same. And it's such an incredible cause indeed.
I did some quick maths in my head. So 903,000, I didn't add the last bit. Divide that by 10, and then times that by 3. That's like over 270,000 meals.
That adds up. That is incredible,
Man's good at maths, eh?
Nice, I like that.
That's insane, though. That's a lot of
insane.
meals. Just understand that 10 Rand makes such a difference.
Every single little bit.
I've got goosebumps.
Yeah.
That's insane. Wow.
Let's all do our part. And as you can see, clearly it adds up and it does some incredible work for those in need. Now, just because it's winter, it doesn't mean we're not still craving salads. I know I definitely am. And our chef Clem is making a baby beetroot and carrot salad with lemon, gold, and poppy seed dressing. And now the beetroot and carrot make a magic. It actually makes a magic infusion, in my opinion, in this wholesome salad. And with a crumble of feta and generous citrus dressing, it's something that's going to absolutely brighten up your cold Wednesday. Clem, how are we doing this, man? I see we got the beets.
And we've been dropping them all day.
Yeah.
What I love about these salads is the fact that it's a combination of sweet that we're getting from our beetroots and our carrots. They're hitting it with a bit of saltiness from the feta, and that acidity from the lemon gold just like elevates it completely. Salads get like a bad rap because there's normally just like one-dimensional flavor and texture.
Yes.
To make an amazing salad, it's all about the texture, the flavor, switch things up, balance flavors, and you'll be winning every single time.
I love that. And for me, beetroot's just a magic component when it comes to whether it's a veg, it tastes like a fruit, it's sweet, it's sour, it's wholesome.
For sure.
So good as a pre-workout as well. It's actually a superfood in my opinion. Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
I love it, love it.
Beetroot, rhodiola before a run, and you are just focused,
Wow.
sorted, and ready to go, man, yeah.
For sure. So we gave this salad a bit of a winter spin by we actually blanched the carrots and the beetroot. But what I love about this is if you want it, you can have it raw. Raw is amazing. Just thinly shave the carrots and the beetroot. It adds so much texture and crunch.
And that crunch,
oh,
yes.
the crunch,
the
yeah.
freshness.
So I've got the lemon gold juice right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little dressing out of it.
Okay.
So now a quick tip is if you have any leftover mustard in a jar like we do, don't throw this away. Don't be scratching out of it to try to get the last bit out because you'll never get the bits in the corner. Yeah, I mean, put your finger if you want to. Actually add some of your juice, or in this case, if you were using vinegar, add it to the jar and then give it a good shake. You'll see like literally the fact that the jar comes out clean, you're not wasting anything.
That's like a threefold: clean the jar, use it as a container and a mixer.
Our moms taught us that. Don't waste anything, and
Like
we don't waste anything.
Your buttercut buckies, don't
Oh,
waste.
yeah.
You know, always opening up random jars at home or in
For
the fridge
sure.
expecting something in there, but it was always just old soup.
Oh, man. That's such... Like, and the biscuit containers.
Yes,
You're expecting
yes.
biscuits in there, but it's all the knitting stuff. No. Okay, do that. So lemon gold's in there, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of salt goes in. We're going to balance out with a little bit of sweetness, just a little bit of sugar. That's optional because the lemon gold juice is quite sweet already. So it's totally up to your taste. Something different, poppy seeds.
I'm seeing this, yeah. Weirdly enough, you're adding it to this. I don't know why.
Poppy seeds and lemon will go really well. And then understand why. It's the balance of the poppy seeds, which are slightly bitter with the acidity of the lemon gold and then the sweetness as well. It actually works really well and adds a bit of a crunch. Dimension and texture is all about that's what you're looking for.
I've only ever had poppy seeds in a muffin, so
For sure.
you're changing my mind and my world here. I don't know what else to do with them, to be honest.
Now you know, in a salad. So I got my lemon gold. We were mixing up all the golds today. Lemon gold over the carrots. The thing about a salad is you make sure everything has to be dressed. Every little element that you add has to get a bit of seasoning to it, but a little bit of a...
So no one's allowed to be naked in the kitchen this time?
No.
Damn.
No. Okay, so beautiful carrots go down there. We got these beetroots, these are baby beets, and we just roasted them slightly. That's going in there. And again, we can hit it with a little bit of acidity. We got some acidity coming from our dressing, but this is just like extra layers of flavor.
Just dress it all up.
And the reason I dress these separately, and I dress the carrots first, because once you dress the beetroot, you can see the bowl turns purple. Yeah. And we try to get the colors separately and the flavors separate. Let's actually halve these a little bit. Why not?
And beetroot color literally goes and stains everything everywhere. It doesn't matter what.
And Woolies are so amazing. Their puffed rice cereal, the pink cereal that they have, doesn't have any artificial coloring. It's actually dyed using beetroot juice.
Oh, wow.
That's next level.
That is
That's
class,
next level.
Class. Well done.
Okay, beetroot's down. What we're gonna do that now, we're gonna add a bit of spring onion. What I did with the spring onion is maybe do this also before you do your beetroot so it doesn't end up being like pink everywhere.
Like you have blood everywhere.
So you just slice thin little strips of your spring onion, and then you add it to ice water. And you end up getting these beautiful spring onion curls. I mean, look how amazing that looks.
Oh, wow. So this is the ice water actually doing the curls?
It's the ice water that gives you those amazing curls. So, Ryle, tomorrow...
Could I put my head in there?
You know what? If you want to come to the studio tomorrow, beautiful soft curls, you know how to do
my
it.
curls. Guys,
Get
of
your
course,
curl on.
you're wanting some recipe inspiration or creating any beautiful salad like this, a pre-workout, post-workout, winter warmer, no matter what it is, you can head over to the Expresso Show's website, expressoshow.com, for all this inspiration. I know you're going to love it. But I'm out here with Chef Clem. We got the beets, we got the carrots, we've got the dressing. We are almost complete for this winter warmer. How's it looking, Clem?
Yeah, so feta going on. If you want to crumble feta, perfectly fine. I like keeping it chunky, so you can break it up yourself and mix it with, get a bit of feta and everything on the plate. Sometimes you want to just, I think keep it chunky. That's the general rule in life. Keep it chunky, okay? So our dressing's looking amazing. It's reduced slightly. All of it, I've got a little bit over here. What do we do now to finish it up? Let's see if I got everything. Yes, everything's been added up.
Indeed,
a little bit of extra salt.
And some more dressing, of course. We're
we can hit it with that dressing now. And you can see the poppy seeds are kind of like almost hydrated slightly. Ah, it's so fragrant and so beautiful. And the way it coats the feta like that.
It does give it that extra little pizzazz. I think Nicole Snelling would definitely approve of this look.
She would approve.
Style to the T.
There we go. Beautiful, beautiful salad. So many textures, so many flavors. It is the way it should be done. If you want to add a protein to that, a beautiful glazed chicken breast, so we did with the teriyaki sauce or the plum sauce with that, everybody's going to be happy.
Oh, well, there you go, guys. The perfect winter treat. Head over to expressoshow.com if you want to find out more. But otherwise, I got to get tucked in. See you later.
Thank you, thank you.
Join Hayden Quinn on his adventures Thursday evenings at 7:30 on SABC3.
Hi, I'm Hayden Quinn. Join me as I travel to Otuan and explore the Kango Caves, meet a few of the cute locals and pick up the odd chick or two. Only joking. I'll also be learning how to make a massive ostrich egg frittata, as well as a bit more about sustainable farming on one of the biggest ostrich farms in South Africa. My journey around South Africa continues as I travel to Priska in the Northern Cape,
where I teach him to make a potjie, a Aussie in Priska, can you believe it?
I also visit a leopard monitoring project, take a drive through the majestic Swartberg Pass and learn more about farming free-range lamb. Besides the potjie, I'll show you how to make an easy, no-bake biltong pizza.
Join us Thursday evenings at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is. Welcome back to it, your Feel Good Breakfast Show, live, large and in charge on this Wednesday morning. Still hanging out with Arno Carstens, who joins us from his home. Great to be hanging out with you again, man. Thanks so much. Listen, you were talking about you having put your pen down in terms of writing music, the process of writing music, because you were concentrating a lot more on your art. But has there been any new music from your front?
Well, you know, I put out music every 3 months. So actually, just before the lockdown, I put out 2 songs, and I'm in the studios now, and I'm about to put out another song or 2 in a month's time.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly putting out music.
And you also recently released a music video for what has quickly become one of our favorite songs, because the title of the song quite loudly and very appropriately, I think, speaks to the message of our show. Good Morning Sunshine. Tell me about the idea behind the video.
Well, look, this song fits the situation where we find ourselves perfectly. It's actually a song that we recorded for the album Lightning Prevails. We made a video for it with Laurie Levine singing on it, and then we totally forgot about the video, and about 2 weeks ago we discovered the video. So we just put it out now. But Good Morning Sunshine is a beautiful smile in the face of adversity kind of type of song. It's literally that. I mean, if you listen to the lyrics, it's there to kind of tell you that, listen, you're not alone. There's a lot of us in the same boat. We're all struggling, and what you got to do is keep on smiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And just know that you're with people and everything. So it's quite an apt song for where we find ourselves, a lot of us, in this very dark time of this COVID crisis. So yeah, Good Morning Sunshine. It's positive.
Yeah.
With a sense of reality.
There it is. Arno Carstens, thanks so much for spending the morning with us. We're about to check out Good Morning Sunshine.
Wipe the tears from your face. Well, I would love to hear you whisper words devoid of fear. Write it in neon, write it on the walls, and just keep on smiling.
Too late in the day for us to start crying. Write it in neon, write it on the walls, and just keep on smiling.
Come in or come out, come in or get out. It's that pain of knowing that you're going insane. Too late in the day, too late anyway. Forget about that no food on the table, and knowing you're a failure again. Come in or come out, get in or get out. It's a cutthroat, here we go, no game they play. Well, it's the buzzing of the city, and the scuffling ain't pretty. It's that high rise, no low price for living. It's a pocket full of bills, game that we're losing for sure. Get in or get out, come in or get out. Well, it's that pain of knowing that you're going too late in the day, too late anyway. Oh, it's that cutthroat, here we go, no more game they play. Come in or come out, come in or get out.
Ah, the beautiful sounds of the inimitable Arno Carstens with Good Morning Sunshine. Beautiful stuff. Arno, thanks so much for sharing that with us, and have yourself a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, and I hope you got a fantastic day.
Love it.
Truly inspiring. Now, with it being Youth Month in South Africa, we're finding words of wisdom and guidance about the virtues and values of youth.
And we turn now to Euripides, who was a Greek playwright of tragic dramatist genre. He was the last of classical Athens' 3 great dramatists, and his theatrical innovations have influenced modern drama. Unique among writers of ancient Athens, he demonstrated sympathy towards the underrepresented represented by the members of society. This is what he once had to say.
Whoso neglects learning in his youth loses the past and is dead to the future. Whoso neglects learning in his youth loses the past and is dead to the future. I think, Tabiso, it speaks to understanding and learning about, your history, to understand where you are right now, and also to kind of make informed decisions of where you want to take your future or your society, especially as youth, because we do have the power for tomorrow.
I love it. Take it. Run with it.
Oh, what a beautiful show it's been, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next 10 minutes, 9:10, Facebook Live. Myself, the illustrious Jamie Lee Domberg. We'll see you there, guys. Have a magic one.
Expresso Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.